Hamilton shocked Mercedes last week by informing the team that he had invoked an early departure from his contract so that he could join Ferrari in 2025. But it isn't all going according to plan for Hamilton, as Mercedes have hit back at their star driver with the small printing of his contract. This will be a huge setback for Hamilton as he's preparing for life in red in 2025. As the German manufacturer comes to grips with Hamilton's surprise decision to join Ferrari in 2025, it is fully aware that the new 2-year contract it signed with the 7-time champion last year included the option for both parties to be cancelled as early as the end of this season. But it also included some other clauses which would hinder Hamilton when leaving. This is considered to have been a compromise solution to provide both sides some flexibility and stability for 2025 if performance did not meet expectations through 2024. While this gave Mercedes the opportunity to chase another driver if it decided it didn't want to continue with Hamilton, it also understood it risked losing the 7-time champion if he chose to look elsewhere. That is precisely what happened. And speaking to the media, Wolff stated that Mercedes was aware of the possibility of Hamilton leaving, but also revealed that the team was no longer interested in committing longer to him last year. Reflecting on the changed circumstances that prompted Hamilton's departure, Wolff said, "We were very aligned when we went into the Christmas period. We've said that in public and in the team. You need to ask Lewis why he changed his mind." How he framed it to me is perfectly understandable, that he needed a new challenge, that he was looking for a different environment, and that it was maybe the last possibility to do something else. We're big boys. We knew that by signing a short-term contract, it could be of benefit for both sides. We couldn't commit for a longer period, and he's taken the option to exit. We totally respect that you can change your mind. There's different circumstances. Switching to Ferrari, maybe for the last gig in his career, maybe rolling the dice a bit. I can follow that decision. Wolff believed that Ferrari's willingness to provide Hamilton a long-term deal, which Mercedes could not, was a key factor in persuading him to change teams. I think maybe one of the considerations was the opportunity to sign a long-term contract with Ferrari and give it a really big go at the end of his career, he said. We didn't talk about whether the opportunity was better there or with us, because I don't think you can say. At the end of the day, he is the most successful driver. We've had a sensational spell and journey together, and that's something that will go down in the history books and also the Mercedes history books. So, Hamilton will move from Brackley to Maranello in 2025, and having been with the Silver Arrows for nearly a decade, he has obviously developed close ties with the Mercedes crew. The transfer instantly sparked speculation that other top personnel at Mercedes, like as his engineer Pete "Bono" Bonington, may follow him, as has happened in the past when previous stars switched teams. Michael Schumacher was followed from Benetton to Ferrari in 1996 by technical director Ross Brawn, head designer Rory Byrne, and several other important team personnel. In 1999, Jacques Villeneuve moved his race engineer Jock Clear from Williams to Bar, and in 2015, Andrea Stella accompanied Fernando Alonso in the transfer from Ferrari to McLaren, carrying on after the Spaniard left to eventually become team principal. What does this have to do with Hamilton's setback? Well, it is believed that a similar personnel move cannot occur in Hamilton's situation due to a clause in his Mercedes contract. A special non-poaching clause was said to have been incorporated in the exact terms of Hamilton's contract with Mercedes last summer to prevent team members from being attracted away if the driver moved teams. So, this will mean that Hamilton will have to do with the personnel that is already at Ferrari. Such non-solicitation clauses are typical in senior management contracts and are intended to safeguard organizations against a mass exodus of employees if high-level executives are hired by a competitor and attempt to lure other talent to join them. While such agreements cannot prohibit employees from leaving organizations if all parties agree, they do minimize broad disruption, which may occur when there is a blanket approach for workers. They have previously been incorporated in several driver contracts to prohibit stars from attempting to get the best team members to join them, which would of course strengthen the new team even more. Sebastian Vettel's non-solicitation provision in his Milton Keynes contract prevented him from taking Red Bull engineer Guillaume Rocky Roquelin with him to Ferrari at the end of the 2014 season. The most apparent possibility for Hamilton to bring with him is his own racing engineer Bonington, with the two having formed a powerful combination at Mercedes. Toto Wolff, team principal, recently revealed that he was looking forward to meeting with Bonington to discuss the future. I think this is a discussion which everyone needs to have in the months to come, Wolff said. And as much as I've spoken with Bono already, When I told him about Hamilton's move, he said, "Is it April the 1st?" That is something we will discuss in the future. While the news of such a deal suggests that no other Mercedes employees will be moving to Maranello, the door is not completely closed for Bono and another reported name, Andrew Chauvelin, who could still move across if they get the go-ahead from Mercedes. But Hamilton himself will have no direct involvement. So it looks like Hamilton will be going there on his own, which could prove to be though, but according to Nigel Mansell, Hamilton will be up to speed in no time. Nigel Mansell also believes age will have little bearing on whether Lewis Hamilton wins a title with Ferrari. After all, he was 39 years old when he won the title with Williams in 1992. But reaching 40 before he even takes his first circuits in the 2025 Ferrari F1 car, former team owner Giancarlo Minardi has questioned the signing, claiming Ferrari should have gone with young talent rather than a 40-year-old champion. Mansell disagrees. After all, the former Williams driver was 39 when he won the 1992 World Championship. People are saying Lewis is now too old, he told BBC Sport. At 39? No. I won my championship at 39 and I could have gone on, but the politics got involved. But Lewis, if he's motivated, he's got several, if not a lot more years left. I think it's just fantastic. Hamilton will not even be the oldest driver on the grid when he joins Ferrari. Aston Martin's Fernando Alonso, who is anticipated to either stay with Aston Martin next season or take Hamilton's Mercedes seat, will be 43 in July. Instead of his age, Mansell feels Max Verstappen and Red Bull will be Hamilton's greatest challenges as he attempts to win a title for Ferrari. The Red Bull driver is aiming for his 4th consecutive Drivers' Championship this season, and with 19 victories in 22 races in the last one, it appears to be a foregone conclusion. However, with many predicting that the competition would close this season and even more so next year, Mansell is looking forward to 2025. Yes, Lewis can do it, but I'm sure Max will do everything he can to stop him, Mansell added. And I'm sure Ferrari this next year will do everything they can to stop him. But I think we've got a great Formula 1 season coming up, and it certainly looks like we're going to have an exciting one in 2025. I think it's fantastic for the fans and it's incredibly dynamic. I think for Lewis, he'll probably go on and finish his career with Ferrari. It's like a dream come true for him, I would imagine, because going to Ferrari is everything. But it isn't just Max Verstappen who is going to be a threat to Hamilton in 2025, as Hamilton has been told that losing to Charles Leclerc at Ferrari might mean a bad end to his career after his 2025 Ferrari transition. Leclerc is one of the generation's top drivers after Hamilton, and veteran F1 driver Hans-Joachim Stuck feels the Monegasque poses a challenge to Hamilton, particularly if he defeats the Briton. Suppose Leclerc beats Hamilton, then that would be a bad end to his career, Stuck said. I was surprised by the news and was reminded that several other greats have already tried that. Hamilton has a special personality, but whether he can handle the Ferrari system is something I am curious about. Everything works there just a little bit differently. Now he has to subordinate himself, and he is certainly not used to that. If you drove for Ferrari, you will go down in history, even more so than if you were to become world champion 7 times elsewhere. The Scuderia works differently than, for example, Red Bull or Mercedes. You are not the big personality there that you can be with other racing teams. Ferrari is Italy. The press is completely different. They pick up every little thing. There are no secrets. Will be a completely new experience for Hamilton. Compared to Leclerc, Hamilton is no longer the youngest, and we have seen this story before. A driver changes teams, then a younger driver comes along to challenge him. Of course, Hamilton can win his 8th title, but he can also lose a lot. If he wins his 8th title there, that would be a great story, but there is still a long and especially difficult road to go. What are your thoughts? Will Hamilton be able to win his 8th title on his own there? And were Mercedes smart for incorporating the clause? Let us know your thoughts in the comments down below.